Well, we're going to Virginia. As you can see, it's pretty huge state. It's not that small, but first I want to check some data and then we're going in more in depth how those people live. Admitted to the Union in 1788, the 10th state. Okay, pretty late I would say, but fine. So it wasn't exactly a founder from what I'm understanding. I mean, like now not from the first ones, not for the first year at least. Official language, wow, they have an official language here. It's English, spoken language, English, 86%, and Spanish 6%. Another 8%. What the fuck? How am I supposed to be like other language speaks? It's insane, Mark. Elevation, highest elevation, it's around 1,750 meters. Low elevation, 0 because they have an opening to the ocean, obviously. Population, 8.8 million people and a small increase. I'll say the neutral increase, not that much. Median household income, this nonsense metrics, but fine. It's around $90,000 in 2023. Probably by now it's around $100,000 and they rank 11 back in 2022, I guess. What else can we find those? I mean, when I googled it, it just wasn't that much pictures from the Virginia here. So I guess, I don't have high expectation, but who knows? Maybe because I don't have it, that's why they're gonna doing pretty well. Not sure exactly why those cities always burn in America. For God's sake, Chicago was having that the same. Probably they should stop building with what the fuck is going on in here? What is this nonsense? Protesters in 2020, yeah, in the pandemic, focusing on Confederate monument of the state. What the fuck is wrong with those people? Yeah, probably they should stop building from wood and timber or all that bullshit, and they start like growing up, building from bricks and stones even. That'll be the next level. So probably they have to go with the cement and bricks, and then after that they're going for stones. It's kind of weird. In Europe, we used to build from stones, and now we build from bricks and concrete, and then we're gonna go back to the stones, but God knows when. They sacrificed this deer, I guess, here for I'm not sure exactly what this white guy thinks he's a native. Fuck buddy, you're not, you're white. So what the fuck are you doing there? But yeah, I guess they gonna eat that pretty much pretty soon. Wow, we have even by the immigration back in good old days. Like, look at this. So Irish, it's here, Germans here, English here, American, probably the Native Americans. I'm not sure exactly what they call American, and Sub-Saharan African. What the fuck? What the fuck? They have Sub-Saharan African. No, God, religion, unaffiliated 30%, wow, Protestant 46%, Catholic 16%, Jehovah Witnesses 2%, Jews 2%, Eastern European 1, Islam 1, Mormons 1, Unitarian, Universalism, what the fuck, what is that, 1%? I mean, it feels like they invent one of those church every single day, for God's sake, so yeah. They have Pentagon, okay, I did not know that, they have actually the Pentagon building, it's in Virginia. Okay, I guess they're doing pretty well there in security. They have some sort of a farming here. I mean, overall, yeah, it's pretty standard American states, I would say, but you're gonna see how those people actually live in a moment. What the fuck? That's the real test. Wow, look at this Wikipedia page. It's so huge. What the fuck? I wanna check those horses here. Probably from the natives, I assuming. That's why they keep them there. They have some sort of a festival. This one looks pretty nice. I mean, so far, like I say, it's a classic American. It's pretty good. Not so bad. They have some sort of engineering going on here. Yeah, classic fall pictures. Doing pretty well here on the East Coast. Yeah, healthcare, what like pandemic. Yeah, COVID-19. Absolute chaos. Media. They have some sort of a television there that getting some sort of an interviews. They have the metro, I will assuming this one. Pretty nice. They have a marathon, they have sports, they have welcome to Virginia. I see them, probably gonna see those on the border, but I think we're gonna go in that close to the edge of the state. So let's see how those people actually live. So I want to start here on this small island, to be honest. I want to start on the East Coast now, and let's see how those guys live right here. Let's see. Probably it's gonna doing pretty well because it's far away from the city, so I assuming that pretty decent. I'm not sure, probably this truck's in better days, this commercial vehicle. Wow, that's a really nice house. Unfortunately, it's not that well maintained and probably looks like it's an abandoned. For God's sake, it is 2023. Oh, it feels abandoned to me, yeah. Kind of sad. I mean, it's a really nice house. When are we gonna start counting those abandoned houses, for God's sake, here in the Western world at least? Because it seems like we have a housing crisis, but at the same time, we have a lot of houses that are staying empty. They're abandoning houses. And yeah, it feels like a classic rich countries when we have too much food and now we're getting obese, and in the same time inside the countries we have people that cannot afford food, which is insane. But yeah, I guess that's the classical Western countries. This one looks very nice. I mean, so far they're doing pretty well. Even those trucks, they have trucks there, they looks nice. The only thing that I can see here that kind of bothers me a bit is that abandoned house. Otherwise, they're looking very, very nice here. I mean, like, look at this. It's a nice street. They have the trees. They have a nice architecture. They don't have... I mean, this guy has a fence here, but I don't see the point of that. It looks kind of weird, see? But... yeah, this guy should fix this thing. I mean, I know not with bricks, not like that, but... it feels like... wow. Maybe it's abandoned too, but judging by that car, maybe not, but... you have a really high chance that that's gonna be an abandoned house. This one, pretty nice, pretty simple. They have a barbecue right there. They have a nice house. They have a parking space here. Everybody, it's at work. I don't know, not at home at least. Holland RD West. What is going on in the front? They have a detour there. What is going on? Overall here they're doing pretty decent, I have to say, and I'm not sure exactly if they don't seem to be that rich, but they're doing pretty well. Here probably it's gonna be a bit different. I mean, look at the differences, like way many houses here and many much more jamming together. Why they have this wood right here? I mean, like, anybody can go and take one, or it's just for the restaurants? Probably just for the restaurant, right? I mean, like, who in US still hits their home with the... it's not exactly a restaurant, it's a supermarket. Maybe they sell it, who knows? Who the fuck still hits his home with wood in at least in the US? It's kind of insane. I mean, we have one of those fireplace now. Those I understand it, but I don't think they actually heat their home just with wood. It just feels so ancient. I mean, in Europe, yeah, we still have it, but this guy is very happy that he got the August streetcar. This is August 2025, and look at those prices. $3 and 50 cents pretty much. I'm not sure exactly what this 9 per 10 means. Maybe that's the schedule that they open. I don't know, it's supposed to be like 24/7, but fine. And diesel, it's more expensive, 3.7. It's quite a difference, I would say. No, it's kind of weird. Some countries, they have the gas cheaper than diesel. Others, they the other way around. Diesel is more cheaper than gas, which is... what the fuck? It's just the same the same product pretty much all over the world. It feels wrong. It feels like it's supposed to be like, yeah, gas is cheaper, diesel is more expensive. Fine. If I remember the good old days, used to be like the gas used to be, I mean, not exactly twice more expensive than diesel, but close to that. But since they commercialized pretty much everything, and then globalization, they make the diesel more expensive. From my understanding, you need more electric, more energy to extract diesel, so it kind of makes sense now to be more expensive. But I don't know, it's a weird world right now. So overall, I still think it's too expensive, and this is America with those prices. Can you imagine how much is here in Europe? It's double, let me tell you. So yeah, you have the right to complain. Obviously, has to be much cheaper. That's just gas, for God's sake. But here in Europe, just, you know, right now, as we're talking right now, it's more expensive. It's double. I like those scooters. I like these houses. They're looking pretty nice. It's what, 2023. They have a nice Cadillac here, so they're rich people. Obviously, they're doing very well. And someone built a house there. This is 2014. So while back they didn't have that much let's say paved roads, but doesn't bother me, to be honest. I mean, it looks pretty nice. I mean, look at this. It genuinely does look pretty nice. You don't see, that's what I'm saying. You don't need paved roads to pave every single road. Some of them, they look even better like this. just have that nice, let's say, nostalgia feeling. We can call it. I think this beach, it's in Virginia, right? Yeah, I think it still is. I want to check this one. Let's real quick. But probably yeah, it's a classic ocean view. Some toys here. Yeah, toys looking pretty good. Whoa, what the fuck is going on in here? Somebody built an ancient city here. Okay. Oh, they took some work. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. I like it. Like it. Cozy. Nice. Not that many people. Don't see them jamming everyone together in a small part of the beach. Looking pretty good. Genuinely looking pretty good. Yeah, it's nice. We have something else here. This is probably the main one because they have a parking lot right on the beach. But oh, they just paved that, I think. No, it's pretty nice. I mean, yeah, that's what I like about those states here when they have a coastline. It's like going there, you have some fun, enjoy the life, and you don't have to travel that much, you know, to see the 25 miles an hour limit. What the fuck? It's at least 50 here. You don't have to travel that much to take a bath in the ocean, pretty much, yeah. This house feels like he has better days, but also it's pretty well maintained. I'm not gonna... We seem worse than that for sure. But yeah, overall here in Virginia, in this island, let's say, I think it's like an island, but it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I mean, a bit, honestly, boring or something like that, but it's just not that hugely interested, let's say. Let's check here from the west part. Let's see on this road. Let's see the quality of those roads, by the way, which is nice. Really nice. I mean, that's a highway, probably. I'm not sure. It says the US 58. Maybe it's an... I don't think it's a interstate, but I don't know. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good to me, at least. I mean, and then they have those small roads. So that's the main one, and then they have... Let's check those small ones. How's the quality? Oh, yeah, it's great. No worries there. In case you stay there, or you travel in the United States, you don't have to worry that much. Where the fuck they say always that the infrastructure is crumbling in the news in the United States? I don't see them crumbling. You come in Europe, and then you're gonna see how it's crumbling. Not here. Seems to do pretty well actually. Maybe they have higher standards, but I don't know. I mean, this one, yeah, it's some small potholes here. That's pretty bad, but still pretty good road. This is kind of a European size road. For the American, probably they can avoid this one. It's way too low, way too narrow. We have some guys that... Oh, it's a Jewish guy. 100% this guy is Jewish. Congrats. 2025. I don't know what is going on here, but we have a Jewish guy that lives here. And has a pool in the back above the ground. That's a real... It's about 2025. Look at this guy. It has all the classic cars here. Have a real pickup truck. Have a Chevy. Oh, it's a Chevy fan, this guy. Okay. Guess you have those neighbors here too. Overall, narrow streets, not so bad. They have trees, which is pretty good. They have big open lands. The distance between the neighbors, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I would say it's not that bad. They have a stop sign here for whatever reason. So far, this village right there, they're doing pretty well. Doing pretty well, I have to say. Nothing to worry about there. Wow, look at this one. Feels like from Switzerland for a second. Let's check them. Clearly more mountain. I don't like this garbage here. What the fuck is going on here? It's like a poverty village or what? That looks pretty bad, actually. Feels like a Romanian village, for God's sake, from my country. Oh, look at this dog here. I mean, the world is looking pretty good, so I guess it's well fed, but everything else is kind of fucked up. Even the road is fucked up here. The garbage right there is fucked up. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. It's still fucked up. I mean, like, who the fuck lives like this? It genuinely is probably this guy. Look at how happy it is to see the car, and he has like, what is it, vote for Biden or something? It does look pretty fucked up, that region there. This one probably a bit better, I have to say. But that one right there is like, who the fuck lives like that? 25 miles an hour speed limit for gas. It's gonna be at least 40 here. At least 40. I don't recognize this flag, but it's a flag. Oh, it was a penguin, or what is that on the flag there? They closed those terraces, which is not exactly great. They have a rogue here. It's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck puts a rogue in a driveway, in a yard? Just probably don't know. They wanna spin the wheels in the mud when it's raining or something like that. But it's genuinely a redneck town here for sure. It does look pretty bad. I mean, even in America, you can see they have some sort of bad areas. Although they kind of look like Switzerland from above, I have to say. And they have the highway pretty close to them. I mean, yeah, it is bad. It is. I mean, the road is absolutely great, but what the fuck is going on there in the background? Not so much. Maybe you have more luck with this one. It seems to have some sort of a tracks there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. I mean, can you imagine living in a place like this? I mean, I can understand those people why they want to go out and go in a city or something like that. It's not that much here. Of course, it's not exactly a great day for a street view. I mean, the houses is this one, for example, is pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. But I don't know, the location is not that appealing to me, I have to say. And it's kind of a hilly area. I mean, probably that's why they have so many, I don't know, serial killers coming from this state. I don't know. It feels like a serial killer state. At least a serial killer hometown. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, I have to say. It's not extremely bad. I mean, it's better than we see earlier, but still. Oh, look at this guy. It's pretty nice in here, right? It's some sort of a Chinese, Japanese garden. What is that? Yeah, not that happy, I have to say. Have a nice church there, but they have the tracks here. I don't see the train. And they have some sort of a highway, interstate, whatever the fuck that is here. This west part of the Virginia doesn't look so well. And we have another state called West Virginia. So I'm assuming that's even worse. I don't know. And they have like 8 million souls living in this place. I mean, in this state. Oh, this one is much better. See, okay, of course, we have much better weather. But look at this. Look how much improvement you got just because remove. It's a nice ATV there. Remove the neighbors, pretty much, as you can see. It does look very nice here now. Now, this one, I like it. Nice open fields, enjoying the life. That's a place that not many people wants to live. But let's check those guys for a second. Let's see if it's better here. I mean, they have the mountains there. The houses is pretty jamming together comparing with what we saw earlier. They don't seem to be that well maintained. I'm not sure exactly what the fuck happening there. The road is pretty good. The church right there in the background looks pretty nice. Some of the houses actually not so bad. They have some decent scar. This is 2024. And yeah, the church looks pretty much the nicest building here. Wow, this one I like it. I mean, look at this. Have a nice house there and all this land here. Looking pretty good. That one I like it. That one I really like it. Maybe just because we start going east more and start to see a bit better. But I don't know. This is probably the main city here. I'm not sure exactly which one is it. How it's called. Let me check them for a second. Which one is the biggest city? Capital, it's Richmond, Virginia, and largest city is Virginia Beach. I have no largest city of the equivalent Fairfax. No idea which one is one, but we can check them in a second if you really want. Let's go randomly right here. Let's see where we got. Let's see what it's here. Wow, it's pretty good, pretty good. I change a bit of my perception about the American houses since I make those videos because they seems to have like. Some of them are living in those classic big American house, which is like probably most of them. That's a really nice truck here. Wow. But some of them also live in those smaller ones, and it feels like I don't know, it's like this one, like an RV house, something like that. So I guess they kind of spread around. They kind of split, let's say, in like 2 or 3 categories, pretty much. So yeah, the American don't have every single one of them huge houses. They are a pretty significant portion that they're living in those smaller ones, like this one, for example, like Europeans for what's said. What is going on in here? That is the ditch right there. That big is a ditch. I mean, like you can fuck up your car in one of those. It's not as big as in Europe, but still. Yeah, overall it looks pretty good. I mean, like I like this park here. Probably me some. Oh, look at this nice house. Probably everyone needs a farmer here, or at least have some farming land. Like I say, it's gonna be extremely interesting in the next 25 years how the economy is gonna perform, because it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna pretty much open a lot of opportunities to move outside the cities, and then we're gonna see more people living like this, pretty much in a nice open field, which is gonna improve the well-being, let's say, the life, the mentality, the mental health, pretty much way better, and that is gonna drag the civilization even further. So assuming, I don't know, we will see, but it's a really high chance that that will happen. So next 25 years, absolutely crucial, we will see how we perform. That's a pretty nice hill here, I'm gonna say. It's a nice house, classic American colonial house, I would say. Nice open fields, pretty good roads. Those cables, not exactly my on my taste, but I don't know, maybe that could be an easy fix, no problem. They look pretty good. Housing here a bit better, cars also better most of the time. This is the end of the street. I mean, like they can, at the end of the street, and they go to that nice forest there, and then you can just, I don't know, enjoy the life. What I noticed that people seems to be much happier if they have a, I mean, it's kind of classic, but fine. If they have water, I mean, everybody knows that most of the population living near water, or at least, I don't know, like 50 miles or something like that, further than the coastline. So it seems like people living, they're much happier when they have like an ocean or a sea, a lake. Even a lake is probably even better, lake, very close to them. So, just a thought there. Maybe we should build more lakes and have actually much more fun and enjoying the life. I mean, like, can you imagine living in a place like this, nice, and then have like a huge lake when you can actually go there and put a boat, a ski jet, and then you have 4 seasons. You have like a snowmobile in the winter that you have fun. Then you have like a dirt bike in the summer, and the quad, an ATV, and enjoying life again. And yeah, all dead silence, because by then they're already gonna be electrics, and you don't have to worry about maintenance, you don't have to worry about fuel, you don't have to worry about anything. You're just genuinely enjoying the life. That's a really nice car there, and also a pretty good house, I have to say. A pretty good road, so you can buy a car like that on those good roads. That's a pretty expensive. This is what, October 2024, pretty expensive Cadillac. So probably they're doing pretty well with money there. But yeah, overall American, I mean, like, this is America that I imagine when you see movies and all that shit. That's how it's supposed to be. Nice open land, neighbors as far as you can. Hey, look at it, they have some sort of a lake here, see, but you can see it that close. You don't have the street view that close to that guy house. Probably it's a private lake, most likely. Yeah, you live much better when you have not exactly too further. It's like almost like you have the first neighbor you have like a mile away from you, not even like that. But you have like a pretty decent distance, so you don't hear them. That's the key ingredient here, is like you don't hear the neighbors. That's a pretty nice waterfall here. I mean, like, yeah, if you want to explore something, you can go here. I'm not sure exactly how the wildlife is here, because clearly you don't want to get attacked by a bear when you go on those trails, and God knows, a snake or something like that. It's just like it's gonna ruin everything. So it's not gonna be too joyful, let's say. And this Chinese guy here making some sort of a barbecue, as you can see, and clearly this is an area, like, it's very happy. He got in America. It's on American land, American soil right now. I mean, like, look at those family with chopsticks. It's here, clearly a Chinese family. And they have a Toyota Sienna, I think. I'm not sure, but looking pretty good. This is some sort of a park that you can go and I don't know, have a barbecue or something like that. I always hate those, and I will always hate them because it feels like so fucking stupid. I don't want to eat with other people. I don't even know those guys. I want to stay alone. I want to stay with my family, with my friends, in a nice spot that I don't get bothered by anyone else. So, never like it. They never was my thing. Those. I mean, it is like those areas. Probably, I don't know. Probably they're funded by the state in this case, by the city, by whoever owns the land. I guess some of them could be private. So not even that I don't use them. I just have to pay for them with taxes, which is kind of insane, but fine. Wow, I'm not sure exactly who the fuck lives here, but it looks pretty nice. And look at this, they kind of hide there. It feels like in the winter they have some sort of a ski resort here. I'm not sure, but it seems like that, don't we? It feels like a resort here. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, like probably in the winter it's gonna be like high elevation. What is the elevation here? Like 500 meters, not that high. I don't know. It feels like a resort to me. And what I tell you, see a lake. Just go there. Look at this. Those guys fishing here, enjoying. Every time you put a lake, it's gonna improve. I don't want to say you can charge more money. Clearly you can, but it's gonna improve the life of everyone that lives nearby that lake. And that was a really small one. I mean, like I'm thinking like a really huge ones that you can actually go with a ski jet and have a lot of people there, but they're more like a natural, or you have like a dam build and then the lake is kind of artificially created. But you see my point here. And they're doing pretty well. They're doing pretty well, those people who live around water, I have to say. I mean, look at it. That's a nice lake. Let's check those guys. Let's check how those guys live. And unfortunately, we don't even have a street view here. So probably it's a private area, every single one of those lakes? I mean, it could be a gate here. Let's check them, but I don't know. There is no gate, but I didn't bother the Google Street View. Wow, that's the first thing that we see in the Google that I want to see here, then I can't. Because the Google Street View car didn't go there. But we have something here on this nice beach on the lake. So yeah, not sure exactly where they're going with those. I don't think anyone uses a horse to get here, but fine. I guess they put those there. See, nice beach, great lakes. I'm not sure exactly about those pillows here, those poles. I mean, I can pretty much fuck yourself up pretty easy in one of those with a jet ski, but I guess they can remove them. Not sure. They have even a bridge here. Okay, let's check this one. I mean, look at this. See, a jet ski. What I told you. See, that's a really nice life. The weather wasn't that great, but genuinely was pretty nice. And I don't understand why we don't have more street views or even a 360 here, but fine, I guess. Just the way it is. But look at this nice place. See, they have even a bench here to enjoy the water. And dare I say, in the smallest beach I ever see. So yeah, they're doing great. That's probably, I mean, I don't know. Now we really go in the luxury, for God's sake. We can't even afford houses, and now we have the we dare to build them exactly what we want. What is that? That gated community here. Okay, I see now why they don't have street views there. Probably most of them, they're like that. So yeah, we cannot even afford houses. But I have to say, we should start building only around, or at least close to those. I mean, this is very close to the lake. That's fine to have a house on the lake, but somebody probably doesn't want to have a house on the lake. Wants to have a house, let's say, right here. But it's close to the lake, you know? I mean, I go there on the foot. That is pretty nice. I mean, that I would like to see. A house, let's say, no more than a mile away. Even a mile away, probably it's a bit high, but no more than a mile away from a lake. That should be a pretty good standard, I would say. I would like that to see that. People living near water, wherever they go. And I mean, look at this, guys. You can see that the water is close by the by those boats here. You look in the people yards, which in the United States we can do that pretty easy, and you can see most of them. And look at the water here; they have boats. So yeah, they're looking pretty nice. Expensive, obviously, those lands around, because we kind of put a price on, we call it like location, location, location. That's all about the real estate, which is understandable, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be that expensive, for God's sake. Everybody should enjoy it. But in the same time, the population grew tremendously in the last 200 years, so it's kind of a push, those things. So the first is gonna blink. Probably is gonna be population, and then we're gonna start seeing some prices going down. But until you don't reduce the population and you increase the output of the production, there's no way. And even with the output of the production, there is so many lakes and so many coastlines you can actually put people, and without jamming them, because if you start jamming everyone together, then we have another problems. Let's check the main city here. Let's see how those guys live here. So far in the countryside, they're with good and bad. But overall, it's pretty good. Wow, the Google Street View car goes a lot here. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe it's a easy street or just a lot of things, a lot of shit happening here. Who knows? Wow, they have advertisement for military, for Marines. Sense of belonging in the Marines. Not exactly a good word, but I mean, this guy I like it even more. Smokey says, Smokey the Bear, only you can prevent the wildfire. That probably should be an advertisement for the firemen, for God's sake, which is much better than the one from the military. I mean, like, I don't understand it. In the military, like, have some guys there, they looking for something. I don't know, but the Smokey the Bear, I mean, like, kind of sells. I mean, look at this. They have a shovel. It's in a jeans, no shirt. He has one of those hats. I think like it's a firefighter hat. I don't know. And in the mountains behind. I mean, like, that sales. That's a really ad. That's how it's supposed to be an ad. I'm not sure what car is this one, but I like this station wagon. I mean, like, look at this. I like this. Look how narrow this pillar it is here. This one is a big tick, but that's what I bought. That's why I like the old station wagon. I mean, it's not safe. I understand that, until you're gonna have some sort of a breakthrough in the carbon fiber production, and also carbon fiber, how you call it when you just make shape with them. I don't know exactly. But then we're gonna have, again, back in the good old days when those pillows were very narrow, you can have a lot of visibility and you have even more security, more safety. That's pretty good. That's how it's supposed to be in the first place. Not just sell these cars with like a more safety, but you don't see that well outside, so you're gonna crash your car more often, but you're gonna crash it, you're gonna be more safe. Like, so fucking stupid. Like, just give me more visibility so I don't crash in a goddamn first place. At least this is how I see things. But yeah, pretty close. Pretty soon you're gonna have like at least in those crucial areas, carbon fiber, which is this one in my opinion, like the roof and those pillars, so you can actually have visibility outside. That's and also reduce the weight. You move the center of the mass center closer to the ground. So not sure exactly why people don't, those manufacturers don't start producing like that, but probably because of the cost, pretty much. But yeah, safety. Can you imagine? I mean, we're talking about cars again. For example, this one, all of those that are made from, including the roof, maybe it's like a light aluminum, but or glass, if you want to be that bougie. But all of those, at least from those one from behind, is like made from carbon fiber, and they are very thin, because they don't need to be that thick either. And now you have much better visibility outside, so you don't actually crash the car in the first place. But God forbid, if you do, you are still much better protected. This is an Audi Q8, I think. I'm not sure exactly, but this feels like that. And look at this massive... Oh, what the fuck? I didn't go here. Look at these massive rear pillars. Like, you don't see anything when you back up the car. It's just nonsense. I don't know how this one the same. I don't know how they allowed something like that to be considered safe, but I guess they don't give a fuck about actually don't hit your car in the first place. That's a different way of setting that they don't like to do. Same with those one. I mean, like, you can go with this, the door should get a bit lower. You can actually have more comfort. Those first A pillar, the B, and here is the C. All of them, they have to get much narrow because you're using carbon fiber now. Ideally, again, in these parts. And to be honest, kind of don't hit your car that far away, that high, and you don't have like a total damage. So yeah, I don't think you need to replace anything like that. You replace the carbon fiber. Some worst case scenario, like just junk the car. So yeah, you can have carbon fiber here, here, and here, and make those holes much narrow. And then you're gonna have much more light inside. You're gonna have much more visibility. You're gonna enjoy the car much more. So only advantages, I have to say. Only, I mean, look at this one. Look how thick it is. Try to back up, even in the Volvo. Try to back up and watch. I mean, that's why they have cameras pretty much. That's why they increase the cost of the car with those cameras. But yeah, it doesn't look that well in my opinion. It's just they make those pillars so thick right now. It's a safety, I get it, but in the same time, I might hit someone when I back up my car. And you can see, I don't think we have like an old station wagon here on the street, although they're doing pretty well financially, as you can see. And this V90, I think it is. No, it's an XC60. Look at this. See, it's way thick. Those pillars, and you cannot see it that well. Let's face it. And maybe we're gonna find an old station wagon car. You're gonna see. Even with this one, it's much narrow, but not exactly. I mean, like something built before 1990s. Ideally in the 70s, you're gonna see. Again, I understand that not much safety then, but in the same time, you have much more visibility. So yeah, here on the streets, this one, yeah, they're jamming people together. Not that much space between the houses. At least they things they it looks like they build them from bricks. At least this one looks like that, so I guess at least don't catch fire. That's pretty good. Wide streets, they have parking on the street because clearly don't have like a backyard or something like that. I mean, they have some sort of those small ones, but not even close to park a car there. As you can see from above, they have some trees, not insanely bad, but still not even close. This one on these small alleys, they seems to have a parking lot here in the back, which is pretty good. But yeah, not ideally, not how I want to see, not how I want to live. I mean, like, I can understand that there are some areas in the United States, especially in the main cities, that they live like that. And I don't think it's an easy fix, to be honest. They have even a golf course here. I don't think it's an easy fix there. I mean, look at this. This one, it's a bit better. You have more vegetation. You have much more space. You don't have exactly a paved road. But again, I mean, it's kind of a paved, but it's not exactly that great. But still looking pretty good. 25 miles an hour speed limit. Speed at least 40 here. At least 40. Not even close. 40 just... You don't even feel 40. Look, it's straight line, for God's sake. And yeah, housing here, and you can see it's not that far away. And the huge improvement. I'm not sure exactly. Judging by the cars, seems to be an expensive area, I would say. But again, you get much more. I mean, look at this, across the river, you get much more for your money than those guys here. I mean, those houses are pretty nice too, but I would not want to live in a place like this. Comparing with what we saw earlier, that was much better. But again, it's not bad either. Also, it's not that bad. Oh, look at this, an old station wagon. As you can see, those pillars are much narrow. They have two of them here. What the fuck? Yeah, but when I go here, yeah, it's a different date, so I cannot check them closely. As you can see, much narrow. That's weird to put your chairs right there in front of the front, yeah, on the front entrance, and just what? Looking the street, you have this basketball here right in the street again. I mean, they don't have that much theft here, and they just keep it like that. But I don't know. That's a nice Mustang. What is this? 2023? Okay, pretty recently. Have a nice Tesla. Even Tesla, I think they're using those. It's a bit narrow with Tesla. It's not that thick as I thought, but still, the door is too high. And this is actually, it's a pretty bad blind spot. Not so great. SUV kind of gets away with those because they're much taller, but still, it's huge pillar there. Yeah, overall here in this main city so far, looking pretty decent. But again, if you go to those absolutely centralized, let's say, areas, here is probably like some sort of a business district or something. America also have a lot of people, but also have a lot of business. I mean, people, I don't think they realize it, how much output the Americans have, how much they can produce. Although they say, yeah, I saw something there, just a second. Ooh, that's a nice Husvarna. Uh, they have so much. That's a pretty much naked lady, eh? Been pretty good also. No? They have a lot of. Yeah, we can see it. It's like some sort of a fitness here, probably. They have a lot of production here. Although they say, yeah, they move a lot to China and overseas, but I think the Americans, because it's like you know, on the east coast they have the Atlantic Ocean, on the west coast they have the Pacific Ocean. They call it everything overseas, even though they move a lot to Mexico and some of them to Canada. But yeah, they still have a lot of business here. They produce a lot, and I can see in the near future when they can have, probably going to be the first country after China. I'm not sure exactly where China it is. After pretty much 100% replacing humans in factories, because let's face it, nobody wants to have a factory job anymore. And at the same time, a robot can outperform a human all day long. I don't think those street views are from here, but if it is, looking pretty good area. I don't think so. So it's gonna be interesting to see even more output for those countries, and everybody is gonna follow pretty soon. The interesting thing is gonna be what's happening with the humans. First of all, they're gonna go down in population. Second of all, they should stop importing every single one of them outside the country, but that should start right now. And third, perhaps the most important, most likely they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna just give checks to everyone. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, like, they will pay you good money, real good money, to just to stay away from the work. Just don't ask for any goddamn jobs anymore. Don't make them producing jobs for you, because they know once they hire people, they're gonna complain about the schedule, they're gonna complain about the condition, and they're gonna complain about the payment, as we do, which is fair, to be honest, right now. But overall, they're gonna have decrease in production capacity with humans when you compare with the robots. What the fuck is this? Why they have those green ones? Like, what is for a neighbor watch here? Oh, it's for the bikes. Oh, now I see it. I have a bike lane here, which is nobody uses, by the way. So yeah, they will do anything they can to keep the people away from work, and in the same time, they're gonna be like, the new mayor has to get elected, and they're gonna say, we will keep the people out of the jobs as much as we can. Now it's exactly the opposite. We want to create jobs, and you want to attract funding and all that bullshit. In the future, it's gonna be exactly, it's how always would happen with humans. It's gonna be exactly the opposite. We just like, we're gonna keep those humans out of the production line, out of the work as much as we can. We are gonna pay you so much money, you will not wanna, you have nothing to do with the money, to be honest. At some point, I mean, like, the food is gonna be pretty much free. I mean, just some people is gonna, a lot of probably gonna see like donation with foods, but most of the people are just gonna go to, like, to a store or something and pay like $2-3 for like a month groceries, something even cheaper than that. Probably, like I say, it's gonna be more expensive to charge money, because you have to put all those documents and bureaucracy in motion. If you just give it for free, it's gonna be much cheaper even for the companies. They're gonna find, like I say, ways to produce the money, or just change it, the entire system. I mean, like I say, I talked to you about the guy with that free water. It's just put advertisement on the bottle of the water, and it's just free for everyone. You just see the advertisement. It's gonna be a different system that we can't even imagine right now, but 100% it's gonna be something similar to this, because they try, as you can see, to keep the manufacturing in the country, as you can see now, moving towards that. But they try to keep the people out of the factories, out of the workforce, because it doesn't make sense to work with humans anymore. And it's fair, to be honest. Just, if you have a robot that can produce much more and faster and cheaper, you want that. You just want to see like a paycheck to do actually a good life. And then the discussion with now, so you have everything you want: cars, houses, food, vacations, anything that your heart desire. Then the hard time is gonna start with, like, what exactly doing here in this world. Just came here to stay and just I don't know, enjoying nice things. I mean, like, it's like, look at the rich people. They're enjoying their life because they have everything that they want, but at some point even they realize that it's just nonsense, it's just meaningless. And now they kind of take a lot of joy, because they're the only one, they're a very small percentage that they have everything. And I know it kind of sounds weird, but it is, let's face it. They kind of enjoy the fact that the other peoples don't have what they have, and they make them feel a bit special, and that's why they kind of give them, let's say, a few years of living more in a better way. Wow, that's a really nice house. I mean, that's how I wanted to live right there. It's really nice. Um, but yeah, even that is gonna caught up with them at some point, and they're gonna see that even that's not exactly worth it that much, and that's why you see a lot of suicide in the, and you see even more in the most richest person compared with the most impoverishment one, pretty much. So that's gonna be a theme for the future. I would say we're gonna see even more and more. Yeah, like I say, population has to go down. There is no, you cannot even sustain, not exactly financially or with food and production. We thought we cannot feed, like, I don't know, was like in the 90s, like 6 billion people or something like that. It's not even close. Now we are more fatter than ever, and we're dying for too much food right now. It's not a problem with that. The problem is with this, how people live. There is like this not afford a house, they live too close to each other, there's just too many on the roads, that sort of things. And of course, bureaucracy, politics, privacy. Now, like I say, this century is gonna be a war on privacy, pretty much. We will see. It's interesting. Well, it's a pretty nice neighborhood here. They have some potholes. They're doing pretty well overall. So yeah, I will not worry in the future about food, rent, housing, medical, prices, fuel, cars, work, jobs, anything like that. I will not worry about that. We have two. What the fuck? Oh, no, it's just from the Street View car. But privacy, I will worry about that, and the suicide rate, that I will worry about. Anything else, not exactly, not even worse, for God's sake. Those are normal, pretty much. That's a really nice neighborhood, I would say. Although they kind of build those houses a bit too close to each other than I would like to see, but at least they build nice, and the neighborhood looks nice. But you have to pay some sort of a taxes to keep it like that, and I don't like it. I don't like to pay taxes on anything, so paying taxes because you want to live in a place like this, on top on the that you pay to the government, that's insane. But I don't know, or the city, whatever you want to pay it. That's my thing with jobs and money. Like I said, they say fixed jobs, fixed jobs. Well, jobs, they are kind of fixed in a way. They already know where they're going with those job markets, just without humans. The problem is how you integrate the remaining humans in the economy, because you need to buy them stuff. You just, yeah, you can have the factory produce it, but somebody has to buy it in the same time. And so far, some people are doing pretty well, even this in economy. I mean, like, we check even here in the United States, some people, they're doing, most of the people actually, they're doing really well, judging by the cars that they drive, the house that they live. So yeah, I guess even the government look at those things, like, look at those people, they're doing pretty well. We can tax them more. I mean, like, we have something to tax here. I mean, look at this house, pretty nice. He has an Audi here, a bit older model, but still pretty nice car. This one is a Chevy, also pretty nice. I mean, the government look at those things and they try to squeeze you for more. It sucks, but it is what it is. If they don't squeeze you on the taxes, they're gonna squeeze you on inflation, which they kind of do on the both sides right now. So they kind of get desperate. So that's what I'm saying. The system cannot last much longer than this. So that's a good news. No, when systems can collapse, they are forced to change it. And I'm not sure exactly where we stand with the robotics and in the factories, but yeah, those guys who still hire people in the factories, most likely they're gonna go bankrupt in the next 10, 20 years, something like that. You cannot produce with humans. It's just, everybody knows that by now. And who stubborn to say, no, we can actually do that stuff? No, you're gonna go bankrupt. Probably the future is gonna be like, it's not gonna be, or it's gonna be like two different things. One is gonna be huge companies that provide electricians and, I don't know, plumbers and whatever you need for the house, or mechanics to fix what you own. That's important to mention. Those people are probably gonna stay more in the business to business area, not exactly to the real person, the real guy. But those individuals that they know how to fix a car, how to fix plumbing and stuff like that, those are the ones that are gonna work pretty much for themselves, and they gonna fix your neighbor house or whatever calls for them and stuff like that, which is pretty good. It's like you don't work for the company, you work for yourself. But on the same time, everybody's gonna get a paycheck from the government. There is no way you cannot work differently when you still use money. That would be the last stage of money. They give money away, and after that, probably in the next century, I don't know, probably they're gonna remove completely the money. It just makes no sense. Just they have so much output, they're just gonna give away everything you want, pretty much. So yeah. Probably some financial institution that they're gonna have, let's say, investing your money, like you have a pension fund or something like that, that can produce you even more money to buy, I don't know, a new house, a new cars, all that stuff that you might need as long as you live on this planet, on this world. But I'm not sure how that is gonna play overall, because you still have to produce the car in itself. I'm not sure if they're gonna go that far away to just give cars away, but that's kind of defeat the purpose. I mean, like, if somebody is more luxury, a car is more luxury than the other, have a different materials needed to build it. How we establish which one is get what. So yeah, it's gonna be some interesting. Probably the car is gonna be somewhat standardized. It's just gonna choose between different body style, colors, and I don't know, the engines and all that. That's gonna be very similar to each other, so it's not gonna even matter that much. Battery and all that stuff. So yeah, it's interesting. But for that to happen, like I say, you need absolutely need. I cannot say more need. A massive dropping in population. And in the Western world right now, I think we stay around 1 billion people, which is insanely high. Most likely in the first stage is going to be like half of that, and in the second stage it's going to be around 100 million people. That feels very sustainable for the next century. But we will see. If you can, probably the next century we're going to achieve 500 million, and then 23rd century we're gonna go, in the end of 23rd century we're gonna go for 100 million people. But we will see. I don't know exactly, but with 100 million people in the Western world, yeah, we can provide pretty much anything for everyone as much as they want. So yeah, I don't have a problem. I don't think we will have, like I say, those weird problems that we have, like finding a job, finding a good paycheck, finding a nice place for a house, finding a nice car, and stupid things like that, pretty much. I mean, like, the next generation is gonna look at us pretty much like monkeys. I mean, those guys they wake up in the middle of the night to go to work. What the fuck are they thinking? I mean, like, even those boss that they hire them, what the fuck they think? They didn't know that a human can produce much less than a robot. I mean, like, it doesn't even make sense financially. And yeah, we're gonna say we didn't say nobody's gonna be alive then, but you're gonna look at the history book and say, wow, look at this. They didn't have the robots back then. Like, we looking like whoa, they didn't have like power, at least. Not to mention computers and anything. They didn't have like electricity. They didn't have. I mean, like, for God's sake, 100 years ago, they didn't have a fridge. Like, what the fuck? How are you supposed to live without the fridge? They didn't have, like, you have to go to the river to wash your clothes. Like, it's something like you don't even imagine today doing that. It's just maybe doing one for fun, or like doing some sort of a historical trip in the mountains or stuff like that. Then that's a different discussion. But no, right now you're gonna have pretty much pretty close. I mean, like, in the next, like I said, 25 years. That's a nice S-Class there. What the fuck? Really good, really nice one. 2022, yeah. You're gonna have a robot that's cooking. I mean, robots that's cooking. You're gonna pretty much order the food. It's gonna be cooked by a robot, which is gonna be household style food, not exactly hamburger and all that. I want to say junk food, because it's pretty good. I mean, I kind of like it. I can live without. I can live on Monster Energy and McDonald's and KFC, and I don't think I'm gonna die that fast. I mean, they're doing pretty good stuff, especially right now. I didn't check them in a while, but because they got so expensive now. But they used to do pretty good. And taste, it's absolutely great. But also as a health reason, let's say, they improve a lot. and you don't have to eat the same junk every day. You can replace it with other junk. um yeah, I mean, like, a stove, you can have a stove in a kitchen or something that just you're not gonna use it that much. You're gonna pretty much right now, I think we're going for the fast recipe to cook. Pretty soon we're just gonna order the food. Wow, I've seen something nice here. This guy. Oh, pretty nice house, pretty nice driveway, looking pretty good. Yeah, now we used to cook those long time, let's say, time consuming meals, food that we eat was pretty good. Now we're going for the fast ones that we can cook or just maybe just heat it in a microwave, something like that. And the next stage is gonna be like the delivery for food is gonna be not cheap, it's gonna be free. They're gonna deliver with a drone, not with a human, and also they're gonna the price of the food, because it's cooked by a robot also, is gonna be, like I say, extremely cheap. It's gonna cost you more if you wanna cook the same food, and it's not gonna taste the same. It's not gonna. I mean, like, they're gonna be really, really good with those food delivery and fast cooking, not fast food, fast cooking. It's gonna be. And it's just like, I don't know, you can spend like $50 a month and you have like 3 meals every day or something, and that makes it extremely cheap. It just doesn't make any sense to cook at home. It's just you want to do something because it's fun, or I don't know, you want to have some wow, the fuck is that? You want to have some new experience. And we call it like that. That's a nice camera right there on the silver color, only color that I kind of see those cars. So yeah, in a food department, we are almost there. Not gonna pay taxes on anything in those days, because it doesn't make any sense. Today doesn't make any sense, but in the future makes even less sense. Yeah, overall it's gonna be pretty good. Like I said, the only problem that we're gonna have is gonna be privacy. That's gonna be a huge battle, huge battle. And after the privacy battle, I think we're gonna start talking about decentralizing the government, and at some point even closer than that, it's gonna be questioning the government itself, if you actually need it anymore, a government. That's gonna be a really nice, interesting battle. Which, the government is just other people in a powerful position. That's it. But you need to get very civilized to not need a government. So I don't know. That's a huge task for humankind, but we will see. That probably is gonna happen in the next millennial. I don't know, in the next 1,000 years, not in the next 100 years, but it's on the table. It's on the table for sure, and it's gonna start to speak maybe even earlier than that. I don't know. Maybe I'm too conservative. We will have to talk about that. Do we need any more government? Can we govern ourselves? That's pretty good. But for that, probably you need, like, in a Western world, at least like 10 million people, not 100 million people. So again, it's gonna be stages going down. And at some point, I'm gonna be interesting when people are gonna say, wow, we have more robots than humans now. And that could be pretty soon, actually. That's a pretty good road here. It's gonna be interesting to have those experiences. I'm gonna be honest with you, just the human population starts to go down. In the Western countries, they already start to go down if they didn't have migration. So that if they have zero migration, then you're gonna see at least zero migration from outside the Western countries. Then yeah, population is gonna go down, and we are already on that path. But unfortunately, the leaders that we choose, they screw us every single day with those migrants. So that's a nice river here. Wow, it's pretty good. So again, we have to kind of replace them fast with someone that has a better vision for the future and not just for their wallets right now. Probably someone younger, definitely younger. And we're gonna do pretty well. We're gonna do pretty well for sure. And like I say, first stage, kind of we are already there, under 1 billion people in the Western world. Second stage, 500 million. Third stage, 100 million. And then when you're questioning the government and the authority itself, yeah, I think with 10 million people, we can achieve that. more than that spreading around. I mean, like, that's the thing. When you have people spread around a lot and you don't have issues like food, space, privacy, all that, people seem to behave very well. So you don't need the government anymore, or at least you need a so tiny one. It's just pretty much is not there. It doesn't exist. So yeah, that's my prediction for the future. I have to say, highly doubt that anyone is watching these videos, but it's gonna stay uploaded here for as long as they, I don't know, keep YouTube and so far Rumble. Yeah, I think we see enough from the Virginia. I think like it looks pretty good. It's a huge state, judging by the other size of the states, and they have like 8 million people population, which is not exactly very high, but so far they seems to do pretty well. Not all of them, but here in the fields, I mean, look at this nice house there. Some of them they're doing very, very well. Others not so much. In the cities, 40 miles an hour, what the fuck? Supposed to be at least 60 here. It's not even 65, maybe 70 for God's sake. In the countryside, yeah, they're doing pretty well. I have to say, most of them. In the one exception that we saw there, it was like, oof, didn't look that well. In the cities, in a big one, yeah, it's kind of the classic story. People just go there for work pretty much, and they sacrifice their life for that. It's kind of a weird, but kind of choose to do that way. Well, I don't know exactly what's the reason. They say for procreation, but in the same time, if anybody does the same thing in a small place, it's gonna get even worse. So I don't know the logic behind that, but overall, the same applies even in Virginia. People that live outside the city, they seems to have a much better life than those living in a city. And we know the future it is. Oh, that's a really nice truck. It's outside the city, not inside the city. So yeah, I think 45 miles an hour again. What the fuck? We see enough. We see enough from Virginia. We confirm again what I said. Outside the city, much better. Inside the city, much worse. We're gonna see some migration outside from the cities to the countryside, probably after the half of this century. And I mean, people have to realize how much power they actually have over the government, not the other way around. Again, when we start to, we don't need to have an answer right now, but we need to ask the question: can we live without the government? Because without oversight, without other people in power, you could have a truly much freer life. I mean, as long as you live with other humans, you're never gonna be total free, but it's gonna be much better. So as always with humans, before it gets better, it has to get worse. And that's why I think the 21st century is going to be a huge, huge battle for privacy. And the 22nd, we're going to see removing of the government slowly, piece by piece. And who knows, maybe by the 23rd, I don't see it earlier than that, we're going to have such a minuscule, such a small government that you don't even know they exist anymore, and we're gonna have like a much better life. But I told you the stages for that in the population, so yeah, we are not gonna be there to see it, but it seems like a pretty good future, I would say. With their challenges, of course, it's not gonna be easy. Battles, wars, civil wars, a lot. But yeah, first stage, stop migration, send them back home. Then reform inside the continents, inside the Western world, and then improve life for every single one of us. And we can do that by ourselves, to be honest. It depends how you vote, depends who you put there. Don't get, I don't know, scam, I would say, by those so-called politicians that they say they have your best interest in their minds, which, yeah, clearly didn't work so far that much, but again, we kind of achieve pretty decent results, I would say, with what we have even today. So yeah, I don't want to drag this too long. Virginia, pretty good. I like it, especially the countryside, even the coastline, pretty nice. My favorite state? No, not exactly. I mean, so far, I think I like the Maine, kind of like that part, Maine, and what kind of city is here? Let me check for a second. Everything. The big one. I want to check. And it's Richmond. Okay, Richmond, Virginia. Yeah, New York also I like it a lot. On the countryside, obviously, not the city. And Massachusetts, if I pronounced it right again, was pretty decent also. I mean, everything was on countryside was better, for God's sake. We're gonna see in the future how that is gonna play out when you're going in the south. Right now, we're gonna check. Probably the next video is gonna be West Virginia to finish with this one. And I'm not sure if I go to Michigan first, and or if I go to, I don't know, Kentucky, Ohio, still north. Probably. Which one is it here? Let me check here. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, I mean, I can go Kentucky pretty easy after West Virginia, but probably I'm gonna go top down. I'm not sure. Probably Michigan, Ohio, and then Indiana, and then get Kentucky, and then go deep south with Alabama, and Tennessee, Alabama, and all that shit, and go in the north on the east coast with North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, pretty nice. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go top down. Road. I think it's better that way to just finish this Democratic state and go in a goddamn deep South Republican ones. It's gonna be interesting to see the difference. Maybe it's actually, look at this line. Maybe it's actually a clear difference. I don't know. I mean, like Missouri, Mississippi, and Alabama. Where is Missouri, by the way? I think I said it. It's Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri right here, Kansas City, Kansas City. There's gonna be a huge difference, I think, between, say, Missouri and Maine, for God's sake, or Alabama and Maine. We're gonna see how those people live. Probably, from my understanding, there are more poverty here, but I'm not sure. I want to see it with my own eyes. So yeah, that was Virginia. If you're living in a place like this and you see this video and you want to leave a comment, please do. Tell us how actually it is there. Again, I'm not going for the best location. I'm not going for the worst location. I'm just going randomly on the map and see how those people actually live. So far we have a pretty good idea, I would say. Check the other videos and see you next time.